We've got fantastic opportunities to use new technologies to secure the American people and at the same time be better stewards of the environment.
You have questions, we have answers.
Listen carefully.
You can't really be against hydrofracking and say you're an environmentalist because immediately the default options are fuels that are much less clean.
For the next hour, Shawn Wilson explores the energy industry with news and interviews from around the corner and around the globe.
Nuclear is one of the directions that we should innovate in.
The Exploring Energy Show begins now.
A very, very good Monday morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Exploring Energy Radio Show. Thanks again for being here. I'm Shawn Wilson. It is, what a beautiful morning out there. Here's what's on the menu at Grandma's house. It's the Elk City Meals on Wheels campus, 1510 West 9th Street. Call in your order, 225-5821, 225-5821. Dining room hours open Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Everyone is welcome. Today, on the third day of August, turkey wraps, barbecue chips, baby carrots, pasta salad, and Texas pudding. That's what's on the menu at Grandma's house. Turkey wraps, barbecue chips, baby carrots, pasta salad, and Texas pudding. And today is Donut Monday at the station, thanks to SK Donuts. Right here in the heart of Elk City, 1926 West 3rd Street. They got a convenient drive-through. Fresh, local, delicious. It's SK Donuts. From classic glaze to cream and jelly filled, there's a treat for everyone, and their kolaches are both affordable and delicious. Take it from me, they are. Your local donut spot with the freshest, fluffiest donuts in town. Don't dread Mondays. Do not worry. Be happy at SK Donuts. Open 7 days a week, 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's love at first bite. No-cost meals. Tomorrow is the last day. Kids ages 1 to 18. School starts the following week. Every Tuesday, they've been doing it down at one church. Tomorrow is no exception. It's the last Tuesday from noon to 2 p.m. Either the parent, guardian, or grandparent child must be present during the pickup. And that is summer food distribution at one church, downtown Elk City, tomorrow from noon to 2. Free books still delivered to you by the Friends of the Carnegie Library. Just give them a call. They'll throw those free books in the Carnegie Caravan, bring them right to you in the Elk City area. For books, call 225-0136, 225-0136. Also the same number if you're having trouble reading regular print. Ask them about a free program that can help with that, too. 225-0136. PlayItLive.net. The brown and white for the girls softball, Elk City High School girls softball fundraiser tomorrow night. I've been asked to MC that event. I'm excited. So, if you'd like to catch all the action on PlayItLive.net, you can do so. Watch from wherever you are. No delays, no waiting, just real-time action from all the fields at the Plex and Ackley Park. Fall ball will be starting for the little guys here before you know it, too. Subscribe at PlayItLive.net. Check out the archive section so you can go back and watch whatever you've missed. PlayItLive.net. And this is the week. Tri-State Oil and Gas Convention. I'll leave Wednesday afternoon. Go up and get set up. Be there for the conference from 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Thursday, August the 6th. And then Blake and I and a couple guys are going to be playing in the Bobby Joe Cudd Memorial Golf Tournament at Boiling Springs on Friday, 7 a.m. tee time on that deal, trying to beat the heat. But if you'd like to find out more about the Tri-State Oil and Gas Convention, you can do so by going online, tsogc.com, tsogc.com, or you can call Leland Searcy, 273-0550, 273-0550. It's at the Woodward Conference Center. That's this Thursday, August 6th, 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tom Ward will be the luncheon speaker that evening at the awards banquet. It's our very own Harold Ham. Good stuff. Connect, learn, and lead. Tri-State Oil and Gas Convention this Thursday, August the 6th. Everybody's welcome. It's free. And it's an eating meeting. They're going to be serving breakfast and lunch. Come on out and check it out. I highly urge you to do so. Okay. Get these energy stock prices. They're down considerably after Trump pauses the bombardment of the Iranian people. West Texas Intermediate down $5.40 on an August contract, New York Mercantile Exchange to $79.27. Brent crude oil down $4.72 a barrel on a September contract out of London to $83.21 a barrel. Telcom crude oil is down 3,000 yen per kiloliter on a July contract out of Tokyo. And New York Mercantile Exchange natural gas up 5 cents, trading at $2.80 per million BTU. A lot of drop in the refined products as well. RBOB gasoline down $12.06 to $2.9936. These are August contracts. Heating oil, New York Mercantile Exchange down $13.10, trading at $396.45. And gas oil, let's check this out. And this is the July contract, down to $106.75 to $1,212.50 per metric ton. Again, a lot of that is because Trump has paused the bombardment of Iran as they are begging to get back to the table. We'll see how that all works out. Well, the Oklahoma rig increased nationwide. One rig increased nationwide, pardon me. Oklahoma's rig total remained strong. The nation's number of oil and gas rigs on the Baker Hughes rig count that came out Friday, actively pursuing new sources of oil and gas, increased by one in the past week, reaching a total of 588, while Oklahoma's count of 50 rigs was unchanged from the previous week. So half a hundred rigs working here in the state of Oklahoma. Baker Hughes rig count released on Friday showed the U.S. total included that gain of one oil rig to reach 451, while the number of rigs looking for natural gas was unchanged at 127. And then the miscellaneous count remained at 10. Those are your geothermal wells. Oklahoma's count was the same as the previous week, 50. Texas added one to reach 273, while New Mexico continued with 96 rigs. North Dakota remained at 24, and Louisiana's count increased by one to 38. Total active rigs on the Baker Hughes rig count. Alaska was unchanged at 12, and California remained at 7. Colorado's total of 13 rigs was the same as the previous week. The Red Top Rig Report, published out of Wichita, Kansas, reported Kansas saw an increase of 2 to reach 18 rigs there. Ohio's count dropped 1 to 10, while Pennsylvania was unchanged at 17 rigs. Utah remained at 14, while West Virginia's total increased by 1 to 9. The count in Wyoming slipped 1 rig down to 16 active drilling rigs there. So it's a lot of things going on right here, no doubt about it. 50 rigs right here in the state of Oklahoma. I'm loving that, So are the people that don't have to travel 6 or 7 hours just to get to a job site. So I know it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful thing. Speaking of wonderful thing, it depends on how you use it. And that's artificial intelligence. Even our preacher spoke about that this weekend. And, his was a cautionary tale. Like, hey, it can help you out in some ways, but you got to be really careful with it, because sometimes all AI is intended to do is make you feel good about yourself. And there are so many near truths that sound truthful enough to be believable, but aren't the whole truth. So you got to be really careful. But the governor's launched an effort to promote national AI policy development. The National Governors Association and RAISE U.S., a nonpartisan national organization partnering with governors, employers, training partners, and workers to help Americans make a successful transition to an AI economy, announced a $1 million partnership to promote state AI policy development. The announcement was made at the NGA meeting, that's the National Governors Association, in Oklahoma City, and came during a panel discussion amongst the NGA Vice Chair Maryland Governor Wes Moore, Utah Governor Spencer Cox, and RAISE U.S. co-founders from former U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo and former Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb about the investments needed to reimagine America's workforce systems for an AI economy. Very interesting stuff. But basically, as they said this, AI is here. We have no time to waste in mobilizing employers, educators, and government to make sure workers don't get left behind, said NGA Vice Chair Maryland Governor Moore. So, in Maryland, we are moving quickly to equip our workforce with the skills, tools, and resources they need to succeed. Governors are at the forefront in preparing the nation for the AI transition, and our partnership with RAISE U.S. will give states real-time data on the most effective strategies to quickly scale and implement AI. More than 20 new governors will take office next year. And our goal is to help them hit the ground running with approved policies to ensure workers are supported, not supplanted or replaced. A successful AI transition is one that generates more opportunity, not less. And achieving that outcome takes industry educators and state government all working together. I don't know if any of you out there or not have used AI. I've dabbled in it just a little bit, just because I want to have firsthand experience. And on some things, it is really nice. Just to give you an idea, here, whenever we put a business in our penny news, we have to put keywords. And that's basically when somebody's searching for something online, those keywords will point them in the direction of our customer that has those services or those goods. Well, I could spend 15, 20 minutes trying to think up of every possible keyword imaginable to describe a certain company. I can put that thing into AI and ask it to give me keywords and separate by commas. Boom. It's done in about 15 seconds, where it would take me 2 or 3 hours. But I've found you better proofread everything that comes out of that deal, because sometimes what it puts down isn't exactly the message you want to convey, for lack of a better term. So it's real, and I'm glad to see these governors, because it's like Oklahoma getting out in front of these AI data centers with their energy consumption and their water usage. This is the same thing we've got to do with AI. It's going to help in a lot of areas because the immense amount of knowledge that is available to artificial intelligence. But in my opinion, it's never going to replace that boot on the ground. We'll take a quick break. Be back with more of the Monday edition of the Exploring Energy Radio Show right after this.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
Most people in town are still sleeping when I leave for work each morning. I back out of the garage, then ease through the darkness to where driveway meets asphalt, and I stop and look east to check traffic. And there it is, way off on the eastern horizon. An old friend is just beginning to give off its orange, red, and yellow glow. It usually makes me smile because it's beautiful, but also because it's there every morning, like clockwork. I know it's going to be there before I even look. And on the rare days when clouds try to hide its appearance, I still know it's there, because it's always there, a reliable friend. It's great to have things you can count on like that. It's great to know people you can count on like that. People like Colby Brewster. When sickness brings darkness to my family, there's always a beam of light on the horizon, a ray of hope that we'll feel better soon.
Grandview Pharmacy and Gifts, now located at 1503 West 3rd Street in Elk City.
First-time home buyers, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the experience of previously owning a home. So I spend a lot of time with them, walking them through the process and explaining to them the requirements and things that are needed. I want to make sure that they understand that owning a home is a lot different than renting, because you're going to have maintenance, you're going to have insurance, you're going to have taxes, and you need to be able to calculate all of that into your budget. I'm Joe Shepard, and I help make the difference at First National Bank and Trust of Elk City and Sayre.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
I'm a dental nerd because I love dentistry. I love what I get to do. I love learning anything more that I can to help serve my patients. And also it helps fulfill me because I enjoy what I'm doing. I love what I do. My favorite part is the chairside interactions with patients and my team. I have an opportunity to do a few artistic things. I love the cosmetic aspects of dentistry. Part of it because I've had other people make me feel like I'm good at it. And who doesn't want to feel good about something if somebody tells you that you're good at it?
I'm Dr. Jamie Cameron, Southwest Dentistry and Cosmetics in Weatherford, catty corner to Walgreens. swdentalok.com.
Southwest Dentistry and Cosmetics,
where we treat you like family and do life-changing dentistry.
Dehydration, injuries, viruses, sunburns, Summer can throw a lot at you. At Express Wellness Urgent Care, we're ready for it. We provide quality, affordable care 7 days a week, where walk-ins are always welcome and most major insurances are accepted. Stop by and see us right here in Elk City or find more of our clinics all across Oklahoma. Don't let bad health ruin a great summer. Find your nearest clinic at expresswellnessurgentcare.com. That's the letter expresswellnessurgentcare.com.
A generator is something that is out of sight and out of mind until you actually need it. Do you own a generator? Is it serviced and ready to provide backup power when you need it? A well-maintained generator gives you peace of mind during a power outage. Whether it's home or commercial, all generators need to be serviced regularly. Culver Electric provides reliable generator service all over western Oklahoma. Call today and discuss a service plan to fit your needs. 580-243-5846. See us on Facebook or go to culverelectric.net.
Need a trip hopper, feed buggy, or cattle chute? Call Barnes Feed Service in Hobart, Oklahoma. 580-726-2120.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the Exploring Energy Radio Show, and it is brought to you in part by Lipscomb Auto Dealerships. Lipscomb Dealerships right here in the Elk City area. There's two in Elk City, one in Sayre. The Ford House over in Sayre, Lipscomb Ford in Sayre. Lipscomb Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Elk City. Chevrolet and GMC, Lipscomb Chevy House is just south of the airport on Old 66, also in Elk City. When you purchase a vehicle, you want to be sure it performs to its fullest potential. When you're shopping for your next vehicle, you want to have that hometown country comfort feel. That's what Lipscomb will give you. Again, these are the people you go to church with, you see at ball games, you see at the grocery store. They want to take care of you because they want you to come back. It's that simple. Their express lane service is designed to get you in and out without taking up too much of your day, no matter the make or model. They also have a full-service tire shop in-house. Their experienced F&I team, finance. Don't prejudge your credit. Go let them see what they can do for you. There's a whole bevy of options they have. Get you a monthly affordable payment on a monthly basis. It is Lipscomb Auto Dealerships. You can see them on Facebook. That's right. You can see them on Facebook. Lipscomb Dealerships. Lipscomb Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Elk City at exit 40 off I-40. Lipscomb Chevrolet GMC right here on Old Route 66. And Lipscomb Ford in Sayre. Tell them we sent you. David Allen Guest, he's the guy. If you're looking for somebody to help you manage your minerals and royalties, maybe you just inherited some. You don't have a clue what to do. This guy has the clue what to do, and he'll get you the most out of your royalties. Pay attention to that. He is an investment, not an expense. That's how he works his business. He knows that if you hire him on, he needs to pay his way. He needs to make sure that he gets you the maximum amount for your royalties. And if you find yourself in a situation to sell, David's a trusted buyer of royalties from estates, probates, bankruptcies, trusts. Don't want anybody to take advantage of you there. Call David Allen Guest today, 405-341-8698. Even if you're not sure what you're going to do, call him. He'll walk you through the process. 405-341-8698. He and his wife, Robin, are proud supporters of this show. One Source Control Products open in Weatherford in the old H&C Supply Building, 400 South Access Road. You can call them at 580-330-1161, 330-1161. Pipe, valves, and fittings, controls, regulators, lubricants, gloves, tapes, batteries, filters. They have welding supplies. They have iron and metal on site, like square tubing, angle iron, channel iron, expanded metal, and several other items. They sell consumables such as soap and salt sticks. One Source has also a pump repair shop that can handle any of your pump repairs, from methanol to glycol. Their repair technicians work on all Kimray, Tex-Team, and Western pumps. Just change out your core. It saves you time and money. Locations in Elk City, Canadian, Texas, and now in Weatherford. Find out more online on the numeral OneSourceOK.com, the numeral OneSourceOK.com. And Fred's Steakhouse, your destination for family-friendly dining. Fred's has appetizers second to none, traditional favorites like chips and salsa, cheese curds, fried pickles. Fred's has USDA-graded beef ribeyes, New York strips, filet mignon, sirloins. After all, they're a steakhouse, and they're hand-cut daily by their very own on-staff butcher. Enjoy beef tips, pork chops. Fred's famous $4.99 chicken fried steak. Served daily, it's hand-battered country gravy, house-made mashed potatoes. Numerous side options available, and 7 kinds of chicken, including fried chicken. Maybe seafood, that's what you're after. They have that. They have freshwater catfish. They have burgers and sandwiches. Kids menu, top off your dining experience with freshly and house-made desserts. All at Fred's. They can host your private event located at 2107 South Main Street in Elk City. Dine in, take out, or order online on the Chow Now app. Open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Call 243-2100, 243-2100. Okay, so talking last week, I told you we were going to be talking more about the nuclear situation. Well, Dobrinsky, the former chairman of the Oklahoma House Utilities Committee, joined the list of those excited about Oklahoma as being chosen as finalists for a federal nuclear research project involving the creation of a campus in the state. Representative Mike Dobrinsky, Republican O'Keene, commented on the announcement that the U.S. Department of Energy has named Oklahoma. Now, I said they were down to 3, but that is incorrect. It's down to 5 finalists. So the next wave, I think, will take it to the top 3. But one of 5 finalists for a nuclear life cycle innovation campus. This is exciting for our state to be chosen as the finalist. Dobrinsky said this is part of Oklahoma's energy heritage. We've been a national energy leader for over a century with oil, natural gas, adding wind, solar, and now possibly nuclear. It is expanding the chapter of who we already are as Oklahomans. With this, we will continue to be a leader in innovation and research. This could bring billions of dollars of private sector investment and thousands of jobs in many fields such as construction, operations, science, and engineering. I appreciate the legislative groundwork that has been laid by numerous lawmakers, which has paved the way for the potential arrival of nuclear energy in the state of Oklahoma. According to the Oklahoma's governor and the State Department of Commerce, Oklahoma is one of the 5 states to have signed a memorandum of understanding with the U.S. Department of Energy, allowing the state to be considered as a finalist for the first of its kind NLIC, which is a nuclear lifestyle innovation campus. 3 states ultimately will be selected to host the NLIC, and the selected states will be announced by the end of this year. The proposed campuses could support the full nuclear fuel life cycle while also serving as hubs for advanced manufacturing, reactor deployment, and power generation. So, as like I said, last week I had said down to 3. But here's the deal. There will be 3 out of the 5 finalists will host one of these. So it's not just one that's going to be across the United States. It's going to be 3 of the 5 finalists will be chosen to have one of these Department of Energy nuclear life cycle innovation campuses. And does that mean that Oklahoma is going to have a nuclear power plant here in the next year or 2? No. What it means is they're going to come in and study this. They're going to come in and find out how much the new innovation on nuclear power can be applied to Oklahoma. Where, if they do decide to build one here, where would be the best place? Where would it get the maximum usage? Where could it be, well, the least environmentally invasive? Now, like I said, it's clean energy. It doesn't emit particulates into the air or anything like that. But the construction process of building one of these is also going to be an environmental impact. So geographically speaking, where they're going to plan to put one of these is going to make a big difference. Now, honestly, I do not see this happening in western Oklahoma at this point because of the water situation. Now, on the eastern side of the state, they have a lot more water. They have a lot more water sources. They seem to get a lot more rain. It's a different climate on the other side of the state, no doubt about it. So I look for these to be more central and eastern Oklahoma. I may be wrong, but still, just to be able to get those in Oklahoma and lead the nation in innovation and application of nuclear power is exciting. I think it's awesome. You know, it's not going to be something that's going to carry the load forever at this point. But who knows? You can generate a lot of electricity even with one of those small nuclear reactors. So we'll wait and see how it all works. Again, like I said last week, I'm going to stay on top of this because this is energy. It's definitely going to affect Oklahomans. And I think that nuclear energy is the same thing as AI data centers. You need transparency. You need the truth. You need to say, this is what this thing's going to entail. This is what it's going to use. This is how it's going to impact those in the close, in the geographic area that they plan to put one. So there's a whole lot of study that needs to go into this thing, but they also need to have a whole lot of transparency. Let the people decide for themselves, not the fear-mongering press that would make you think that, oh, my God, Oklahoma, we're going to have the China syndrome, a meltdown to the center of the earth. Of course, if I know Oklahomans, they would probably capture that energy and push it down a sales line somewhere. That being said, I'm going to take another break, and we'll be back with the next half of the Exploring Energy Radio Show right here on 96.5 KECO.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
There are times you're sitting here and you can't help but cry. It's hard. A lot of the families that, they've been married for 75 years. And one of the spouses has passed away. That's unimaginable to me, what that would be like. But you listen. I mean, I'm interested. I like hearing how they met and what they did on their last anniversary, or, how many kids they have and stuff like that. I think that's cool. I like hearing that. Most of the people that come in here, when they start talking about that person, they start telling stories. And once they start telling stories, the mood lightens, and then they start laughing. Our receptionist in here is always amazed at the number of times people come in and they're kind of standoffish. And before they leave, they're laughing and cutting up and being themselves. I think that's a key. Willis Granite Products. Our website is willisgranite.com.
People call it hay wrap, but the technical term is net wrap. Our net wrap is like the strongest in the industry. It has a 12-month UV stabilizer so it don't break down, and it holds your bells together longer and makes it more worth your money. The cheaper stuff only lasts, I feel, if you wrap it, probably a couple months, and it's going to start breaking down when you try to move your bells. This one lasts a good over a year. Holds it tight. They want to keep their hay good, so it's good for their cows and horses not getting moldy and breaking apart when they're trying to move it and lose half of it down the road. There's like handles that's made on the roll because they're long and they're pretty heavy, but it just makes it where you can pick it up and put it in there. It's not so bulky and you have to manhandle it so bad. It's the green and yellow brand colors, and everybody likes that color just because it holds up better and is stronger, and I've had a lot of good feedback from it. People can come get this hay wrap at Camrock Supply. 2111 South Main in Elk City. We're right south of Fred's.
Level up your fitness at Modern Fitness. With 24-hour access, you can work out anytime you want. Modern Fitness in Elk City. Get in shape and have fun doing it at a really nice gym.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
Champion X, a division of Schlumberger, improving lives. From artificial lift, artificial intelligence, Champion X is leading the way. Ask them about their all-new Unify system. Affordable, integratable, reliable. Will Bowie be more than happy to come and assess your location to see if it's a good fit. Will continues to help solve his customers' plunger lift and automation issues. That gets a maximum return using the most environmentally safe procedures. You can call Will Bowie. 405-650-8521. Your Champion X champion, Will Bowie. 405-650-8521. Or online at championx.com. Sustaining Oklahoma's energy resources. Part of the Oklahoma Energy Resources Board. They're teaming up to bring you the OK Oil Expo, October the 15th at the Bennett Event Center, OKC Fairgrounds. The longest and the longest running and the largest oil and gas expo in the state of Oklahoma, bar none. I mean, they are the pinnacle. Thousands of people in attendance, at least 1,000 exhibitors. Register to exhibit online, okoilexpo.com. You can also attend free with free registration, okoilexpo.com. That's coming up October the 15th. And October the 14th, it's the John C. Godwin Memorial Golf Tournament there at Lincoln Park. Call them and ask them, or get online and find out if they still have spots available for that. When your operation runs on equipment, you have to keep your equipment running. It's called proper maintenance. Just get about everything you need to maintain your motors and your engines at Camrock. You can buy in bulk at Camrock. That saves time, saves money. Located next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City, it's Camrock Supply. Online Camrock, camrocksupply.com. I'm telling you, the good folks here at that bring this show to you, they're the reason I'm able to come in and give my old short fat man opinion. I'd also like to, put Esteline Coffee and that family in our prayers. Jim was taken to the Lord this last week and laid to rest Saturday, and he was a very influential man in a lot of young lives here. He was a teacher and administrator for many years, and he was a doer. Boy, talk about the mission trips. He would jump right in there with both feet and be a team leader on some of that construction and that. So, and he died with his boots on. He was out repairing fence. Jim Coffey, you're going to be fondly remembered and sorely missed. No doubt about it. Okay. The grids are challenged by this summer heat wave. We talked about it right at the end of the show Friday. So last week's emergency order by U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright issued on the Southwest Power Pool, the grid controlling Oklahoma and 13 other states, considered a prime example of how grids across the U.S. are dealing or struggling with this summer's heat. And this heat wave, where excessive temperatures are 100 degrees over extended period of time. As Axios described it, it is an intense real-world stress test. The news agency said the successive summer heat waves are forcing utilities to rethink how they prepare grids for longer and more frequent periods of extreme stress. They're raising questions about whether grids can keep pace with surging demand from both climate change and AI-driven electricity boom. So here's kind of how the Axios Energy went on to report the challenges. The state of play, the heat wave creates a double challenge by increasing electricity demand for air conditioning while reducing the efficiency of some power plants. Kind of zoom in on Texas. It has become one of the nation's biggest proving grounds for grid modernization since the deadly 2021 Winter Storm Uri exposed major weaknesses. The Electricity Reliability Council of Texas, the ERCOT, if you will, which operates most of the state's grid, has since handled record seasonal demand with the help of rapid battery expansion, mandatory weatherization, and improved forecasting and expanded demand response. This month alone, the Public Utility Commission of Texas approved standards requiring large data centers to disconnect in a controlled way during grid disturbances to help protect grid stability. But ERCOT told state lawmakers that statewide electric demand will reach about 175,000 megawatts by 2032. This is almost double the record number that was set this month. Between the lines, Texas has been enormously proactive in building transmission and adding solar, wind, and batteries. Retired UC Berkeley electrical engineering professor Sasha von Meyer tells Axios. The rapid growth in electricity demand from AI data centers is creating a new challenge, she goes on to say. Adian Tohi of the Electric Power Research Institute, a nonprofit energy research and development organization, says utilities are shifting from planning for a single peak hour to ensuring they have enough resources to remain reliable throughout prolonged periods of extreme heat. Let's kind of zoom out from this thing. A growing number of U.S. utilities are linking home batteries, solar panels, and EV chargers through software to virtual power plants that can supply electricity or reduce demand during periods of grid stress. In California, we have been very positive experiences with battery storage. and the way that it's performed during extreme peak demand days, said Von Muir. Tohey says utilities are increasingly looking at whether large data centers can become flexible grid resources rather than simply new sources of demand. Early results from the EPRI demonstration in Arizona showed a participating AI data center reduce their electricity use by 25% over 3 hours during a simulated peak demand event. Now, I do not claim to be a guru, a know-it-all kind of guy with AI facilities. However, the way I understood it, when these AI data centers started coming up, what they needed was non-integratable power. They needed power that was going to stay on and produce to keep them on and them producing. So I'm not sure what this AI data center practiced to get the electricity use by 25% over 3 hours during a simulated peak demand event. I'm not sure. The other thing I'm not sure of, it doesn't go on to say here, is does this AI data center not have its own electrical generation facility? Now, see, the way I understand it is if they're generating their own electrical, the electricity they consume, and they're generating it on site, it shouldn't put a draw on the grid at all. In fact, the way I understand it is they would actually sell what they don't use back into the grid. So I'm not sure. I mean, like I said, this extended heat wave, I knew it was going to make a difference, because extreme heat for a long period of time, people do use a lot more electricity. I mean, it costs a lot of electricity to run air conditioners, especially those that, keep their house where they could hang meat. I would prefer that, but my wife won't have any part of that. But I'm just saying, pay attention to what's going on here. The Southwest Power Pool, of course, it's Texas-based situation, but they do supply electricity for our state of Oklahoma. So it's definitely something we need to keep an eye upon. Another thing I've been watching lately is the Cushing crude oil stocks drop more to critically dangerous levels. The amount of crude oil in inventory at Oklahoma's Cushing hub fell again into dangerous territory, according to a weekly inventory report from the U.S. Energy Information Administration. This report came out last week on the 30th. It stated that Cushing stocks dropped 19,370 barrels, ending the week of July 17th to 18,580. Let me get back. 18,599,000 barrels the week of July 24th. It was a decline of nearly 750,000 barrels, according to the EIA's weekly petroleum status report. It's considered the lowest storage level at the West Texas Intermediate Delivery Hub since 2014. The new level also brings crude stocks close to critical tank bottom operational minimums. The new level would suggest they're scraping the bottom of the barrel to move crude oil from the tanks. Cushing has an estimated 90 million barrel storage capacity, but the working capacity is closer to 73 million barrels, according to EIA. So right now they've got 18,599,000 barrels of oil there. And their working capacity is 73 million barrels, just to give you an idea. According to the EIA, storage tanks require a minimum volume of crude oil to maintain operations, to remain operational, known as tank bottoms. This inventory allows pumps and related infrastructure to function properly. Once inventories approach these minimum operating levels, not all stored crude is readily accessible, even though tanks are not technically empty. Tank bottoms also distinguish working storage capacity from shell capacity. While shell capacity represents a facility's total design volume, working capacity reflects the usable storage available after accounting for the minimum inventory needed to keep the system operating safely. So basically, what this is telling me is these pumps and these situations inside these tanks aren't on the very, very bottom. Okay, I think they kind of reserve that for sediment and those kind of things like that sinks to the bottom, so they're not just sucking right out of the bottom of these storage tanks. So when it gets down below where that pipe that sucks that oil out of there is, there's still oil there, but it's not accessible because it's below the suction point, if that makes sense. But from 17 million barrel capacity to just 18,599,000 barrels on the week of July 24th. That's pretty big. We'll keep an eye on that and other things, and what we're going to do is we're going to keep an eye on the weather, energy, stock prices, and more as the, mop-up segment of the Exploring Energy Radio Shows. My lovely assistant has just joined me in the studio. We'll be right on the other side of this commercial timeout. Stick around, won't you?
The Exploring Energy Show.
Briley Bacca is an investment advisor representative of and advisory services offered through Royal Fund Management, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
One of my earliest memories was waking up to a box of donuts on the kitchen table. By the time I woke up, Dad had already been at work for hours. He'd come home just long enough to leave breakfast for me, take me to school, and then head right back to the office. Back then, I thought it was all about the donuts. Looking back, I realized it never really was. Dad wasn't just building a business, he was building a reputation. One handshake, one family, one relationship at a time. If you're looking for experienced retirement guidance from a family that spent more than 3 decades earning the trust of people we serve, we'd love the opportunity to earn yours. I'm Briley Bacca with Advanced Financial Strategies. Now the donuts are long gone, but the work ethic that put them on the table is still the foundation of everything that we do. Call us today, 323-6800. Or visit our website, retirewithbacca.com.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Hey folks, this is EJ Gredeman with ASCO Equipment out of Elk City, Oklahoma. If you need rental equipment, I got your back. From excavators to wheel loaders, telehandlers, and forklifts, we rent the brands that you know and trust. With flexible terms, responsible service, and expert support, we're here to keep your job on track. Need equipment? We're on it here at ASCO Equipment. Visit ASCOEQ.com or stop by our Elk City branch, 513 West 20th here in Elk City, Oklahoma, or you can just give me a call, 580-243-9233. Appreciate it, folks, and y'all have a blessed day.
Out here in western Oklahoma, you don't need fast-talking city dealers or slow-walking service departments when it comes to your work trucks and your family's SUVs. You just need honest folks from around here who want to be your dealer and want to take good care of your vehicles up the road. So come see us at any of our 3 Lipscomb dealerships off I-40 in Elk City and Sayre for your next new or pre-owned vehicle backed by almost 50 years of quality service. Lipscomb, locally owned, family-owned since 1979.
Craving a real steak? Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City is firing up flavors 7 days a week. The grill is always hot and the steaks are always fresh. From juicy char-grilled ribeyes, fillets, and sirloins to chicken fried steak, hearty burgers, seafood, and chicken, there's something for everyone. Don't forget the appetizers, salads, and desserts to top it off. Bring your appetite. We'll handle the rest. Dine in or order online now on the DoorDash app. It's more than just a steakhouse. It's Fred's.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and I just heard a story from a 4th-generation farmer right here in Oklahoma who has dedicated his life to getting the food from his farm onto your table. It's the true story of how food and energy are connected. An incredible tale of how 1.5% of Americans grow and deliver enough food to feed the rest of us. It's a story we all need to hear at oerb.com/Mike Rowe.
Catch me, Paragon News Director Jared Atha, with the latest local news at 5 p.m. every Monday through Friday. Presented by Mickey Lively, your Farm Bureau agent in Greer County.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
And we're back. The show brought to you in part by ASCO Equipment. In fact, EJ Gredeman slated to be my guest tomorrow. Always looking forward to EJ when he comes in and we visit. It's for the big stuff. We're talking about tractors, backhoes, track hoes, wheel loaders, cranes, dozers, excavators, forklifts, compactors, pavers, skid steers. ASCO is the leading provider for the Oklahoma construction, ag, and energy sectors. For heavy equipment for sale or rent in Oklahoma, look no further than ASCO Equipment, 513 West 20th Street. They'll even take your equipment in on trade-in. Tell you what it's worth, give you that trade-in value to a new or used or a brand-new piece of equipment. And their service department, 200 factory-trained certified technicians on staff, 140 field service trucks ready to roll to your job site with the latest diagnostic tools and repair on board. Family owned and operated since 1960 under the core values of honoring God, developing people, pursuing excellence, and growing profitability. It's ASCO Equipment. And you can ask them about their affordable rental rates. ASCO Equipment Rental. You gain a partner committed to your project success, offering not just equipment, but support, maintenance, and expertise. 323-3422. Call them at 323-3422 or online, ASCOEQ.com. This hour's weather forecast brought to you by Carter Electric. If your power goes out at midnight or on the weekend on your side of the meter, Carter Electric provides 24-hour emergency electrical service. Want to make sure the power stays on regardless of the weather? Well, Carter Electric is an authorized Generac generator dealer. They can size it for your home or your business. They can install it correctly, professionally, and come back and service it if you wish. Kervin and Mary Orgain. Saw Kervin yesterday at Ace. He didn't see me, but I saw him. It's good to see him out and about. They're the ones who help you see the light of day. They're the ones that own Carter Electric, Kervin and Mary Orgain. And a lot of work goes on overhead in the electrical business. That's why Carter Electric has pole trucks, man lifts to get way up high if there's a problem up there. Licensed, insured, trusted. It's Carter Electric, Elk City. Call them at 225-2447, 225-2447. Come on, tell me we got some chances of rain.
We do have a small chance.
Well, I mean, hey, you're saying there's a chance.
Today it's going to be sunny and hot with a high near 103. South wind 9 to 16 miles per hour with gusts as high as 24. Tonight's going to be clear with a low around 73. South-southeast wind 13 to 16 miles per hour with gusts as high as 24. Tuesday's going to be sunny and hot with a high near 103. South wind around 11 miles per hour. Wednesday is going to be sunny and hot with a high near 102. South-southwest wind 9 to 14 miles per hour with gusts as high as 21. Thursday is going to be mostly sunny and hot with a high near 100. And Friday, here's your chance. We have a 10% chance of showers and thunderstorms after 1 p.m.
Wow.
Mostly sunny and hot with a high near 99.
10 more percent than 0%,
exactly.
Right? Hey, we'll take it. Sometimes you can take the complete opposite of weather forecast and be right as often as they are.
It's like glass half full thing, right? Saturday's going to be mostly sunny and hot with a high near 98, and Sunday will be sunny and hot with a high near 100.
So sunny and hot. That's what you're
Absolutely.
Yeah, wow.
All week long.
Well, here's some energy news in my briefs. Of course, we all know that the United States and Israel, they had one of the harshest bombing campaigns today against the energy infrastructure. Targets in Iran, multiple sources told CBS News, with strikes possible throughout the weekend. Trump did back off those and say, okay, we're going to put a pause on this deal. We're going to give you another chance. Let's get this deal done. You know, you're not going to charge anybody to go through the Straits of Hormuz. You're not going to be lobbing any missiles at anybody. And, well, it's also in the Black Sea, you know, now
right.
Other places that we're worried about.
Yes.
But anyhow, so a drone strike that sparked fires at 2 gas vessels in Egypt's Mediterranean port of Damietta has raised new threats of shipping through the Suez Canal, one of the last major export routes available to Saudi oil, and expanding U.S.-Iranian war. China's oil, the world's largest importer of crude oil, imported less crude oil in the second quarter of this year, following higher crude oil prices that resulted from disrupted flows through the Straits of Hormuz. China's lower imports reduced global demand, softening the upward price effects from the disrupted supply through the strait. Now, oil spill. Sanctions hit tankers leaking oil off the coast of Oman, and the spill has spread in recent days, increasing concern about possible environmental damage to coastal areas. According to analysis of satellite imagery and the shipping specialist, the Caroline Benghazi took, Russian oil on board at the Black Sea port of Novorossiysk before leaving it for its most recent voyage, ship tracking data shows. Europe's roasting. The latest heat wave roasting Europe is warming up rivers and drying the water courses on which the continent energy systems rely. In Eastern Europe, the mighty Danube was hit record lows, beaching boats in Croatia, squeezing out a quarter of Serbia's fuel shipments and forcing Hungary's only nuclear power station to shut down as cooling water disappeared.
Wow.
Malicious cyber activity affected technology at more than 30 community water systems across Minnesota this week, forcing some utilities to switch to manual operations as state and federal authorities dig into who is behind the attack. Investigators are probing to determine whether the activity is the work of Iranian hackers, according to U.S. officials and sources familiar with the incident. The city of Clarksville, Arkansas, has approved up to $55 billion in bonds to pay for a planned $6.6 billion data center. $6.6 billion data center, one of 6 such projects announced in Arkansas, is being built by Sever Farm, a California-based company with facilities around the world. Nuclear plant at Pennsylvania's 3 Mile Island is on track to start producing power again by the middle of next year. But many neighbors are still worried about the safety of restarting that facility, famous for a partial meltdown in 1979. And the federal judge seems to express skepticism about the legal underpinnings of New York Climate Superfund law, which would require fossil fuel companies to pay a total of $75 billion toward dealing with the impacts of climate change. Entergy is looking for ways to mitigate the impact of a $1.8 billion gas plant purchase it has asked Louisiana regulators to approve. CEO Drew Marsh told analysts the company has come under pressure regarding the potential bill impacts associated with the purchase of the 1.26 gigawatt Cottonwood plant in Texas and whether it would be used primarily to power new data centers. And finally, the startup Antora Energy just raised $55 million to build and deploy more of its heat-storing batteries for powering data centers and cleaning up factories. There's some energy news in my brain. What do you guys as far as energy stock prices? You going to do some good?
No.
Not even
it's
10% chance.
American Electric Power is down 28 cents to $127.57. Apache is down 81 cents to $36.51. Baker Hughes is down $1.18 to $59.31. ConocoPhillips is down $2.51 to $117.96. Devon Energy is down $1.05 to $44.09. EOG Resources is down $3.37 to $145.32. Expand Energy is up 93 cents to $94.96. General Electric is up $5.51 to $365.65. Halliburton is down 81 cents to $31.44. Helmerich & Payne is down 96 cents to $33.61. Liberty Energy is down 59 cents to $18.12. OG&E Energy is up 44 cents to $47.80. ONEOK is down $1.59 to $88.15. Occidental Petroleum is down $1.83 to $55.23. Phillips 66 is down $4.55 to $207.11. Sandridge Energy is down $1.21 to $13.71. Sunbridge is down $1.04 to $48.55. And Williams Companies is down $1.19 to $70.33.
Woo! West Texas Intermediate down $6.13 now, trading at $78.54. That's down about $1.50 from when we started the show. Brent crude oil down $5.09 to $82.84 a barrel. Tocom crude oil, its natural gas is up 2 pennies, trading at $2.76. That's down about 4 cents from when we started the show. But here's the deal. This shows you just how quickly the oil can rebound.
Right.
You know, just for the thought of a peace deal.
Right. Yeah.
Trump says, okay, we're going to quit bombing. There's going to be a peace deal. That and Saudi Arabia stepped up and said, hey, we're going to help get ships safely through the straits.
Right.
They're starting to step up, which will also help. They've been warned for thousands and thousands of years.
They have.
In the Middle East, and I don't look for it to change any, but the Iranian people, I saw a deal this weekend that says the government is more afraid of their own people than they are of the United States.
Right.
I'm hoping that's right.
I hope so, too.
For all of us here, be sure and stay hydrated. Check on the old people. It's going to be hot out there. For TJ and all of our sponsors, I'm Shawn Wilson. Thanks so much for listening. I promise we'll talk again. Have yourself a great day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the hottest stars in country music.
Here they are. Hi, this is Sarah Evans.
Hi, this is Tracy Lawrence.
This is KECO, Elk City.
Fox News, I'm Roger Stern, President.